You know, I never envisioned myself sitting at this stage in my life on the porch of a Chinese home, high in the mountains on the borderlands of Thailand, Burma, and Laos in the Golden Triangle, but here I am. And you never know where you're going to end up. All you know is the choices that you make lead you somewhere. And every choice, every decision, because I started off as a kid raised in a middle class home in Atlanta, Georgia, and would have been very happy, I thought, to be there the rest of my life. And yet, at 23 years old, the phone rang. Sherry and I were married. We were in Pennsylvania on a snowy day, and the voice on the other end asked if we would move to Jamaica for just 1 year. And we thought about it and said yes, and we went there for a year, and that 1 year turned into 5 years, and that 5 years changed us. And we realized coming out of that we were different than we had been before. Still intended to live stateside, and then got an open door to go to the Philippines and be the president of a college there, and crazy 15 million people mega city. I never dreamed that's where I would be. But you know, someone said, friends are family you choose. And all along the way, we have chosen good friends. And these relationships, you know, everything in life that happens to you is going to happen through relationships. You won't end up where you think you're going to end up. But whether that journey is something that flows out of your heart, and whether it takes you to the you that is evolving, that is changing, because you know, like I'm in such a fluid environment now. As I said, I'm a nomad. Sherry and I moving around all the time. I never dreamed I would want a life like that, and yet here I am in it, and I'm loving every minute of it. But we evolved out of our friendships. You know, the man on the phone that day in Pennsylvania wasn't a stranger calling me. I knew that man. And once we left Jamaica, the man that again talked to me, a different man, about moving to Asia, I knew that man too. These are relationships. And when we moved to the Philippines, we found ourselves in a multinational environment, and we developed super good friends. And one was a Muslim from Iran, and one was Lebanese, and Chinese, and Filipinos, and like all these different nations. And our kids, they didn't know the difference between like who's blood, who's not blood, because we weren't home much. But this is uncle that, that's aunt that. And we built for them this very secure, strong family network that is all over the world. I'm a rich man, and Sherry's rich. Our kids are rich today. We're rich in friends, because everything that comes to you, all your needs in life are gonna get met because of a relationship you have. So the destiny that you're gonna live out, it's gonna come to you based on the quality and the how much investment you have in these relationships. I would hate to think that, you know, total strangers are making decisions about my life, and I'm just getting phone calls from, you know, one phone call can really change your life. But it's these decisions that we make, and in my case, our decision, and same for our kids. The good things that have come to us in this world have come because of another person. So if you want to have the big life, and I hope you have the biggest of lives, that big life is going to start by valuing your relationships. And some of them, you know, are like super heart close friends, but that's not all that relationships mean. Anywhere you live, you need some old people in your life, some grandma, grandpa types. You need some mom and dads in your life. And if you're ever going to make an impact on other people's lives, those people are going to be younger than you. You say, why? Well, because water flows downhill, and the only way you make an impact on another human is that they have to perceive that you are somewhere ahead of them. They have to look up to you, you know? Like you are older than them, or you're more educated, or you've got more experience, or you came here first. Something, in some way you are advanced, and that's why they listen to you. That's how influence works. And so you're going to need a lot of young people in your life. You're going to need people of all ages and types, people that are just like you and people that are so different from you, people that hopefully you got the respect and love for, but your perspectives are completely at odds with each other. Those are beautiful friendships, but all these relationships and the way you treat them, the way you treat people who work for you, one of my spiritual mothers was a lady named Mavis Reed, and she was a Jamaican country woman and spoke patois, and I had to really learn to hear her language, to hear her speak. But she told me one day, never take a handshake for granted. You may meet a man who's doing a job that you think is very menial, but his cousin works in another place, and you may very much need that first man's help one day to get in the door with his cousin, because it really is who you know. But that network of humans, as Facebook has shown us, is really an amazing thing to see. So that's my first piece of advice for anybody that wants a big life, a good life, is it starts with relationships. And the first of those relationships, that's your mom and your dad. And that's why the very first promise, command with a promise in the Bible is honor your parents. You can't be at war with your mom and dad and still be at peace in your heart because you came from them. That's your first relationship. And then you've got the relationships inside your own home. And the baseline for family living is to treat each other as well as you would treat a total stranger. Because the behavior that family members are subjected to from each other, you wouldn't do that to an outsider. So if we can just tune the thermostat in our home, if it can just be, we never treat each other worse than a complete stranger. But just understand the treasure that's in a human. Humans are amazing. And everybody that you meet's got a fantastic story, and not only story there, it's a world of connections. And so if I have one great treasure in my life, and I think about it every day, actually I pray for my network of friends every single day because that's the group that sustains me in life. It's why I've gotten to live the big life that I'm living right now, the enjoyable, wonderful life that I'm living right now. It all comes through that. So focus on your relationships. See you in the next video.